Hi guys, welcome back. In this lesson, we will create the model class of our application. So the model will be the table which will store the data that we will be working with, and that is created in the models.py file. So if you haven't already, you can close the web browser and terminate the server. Okay, and then the next thing that we need to do is click on models.py. Okay, so now we can add the source code. We'll start by commenting out the first import statement that we see here, because we are not using a standard Django model. We will instead be using a GIS model. Okay, so we can do that. So we added this app in our settings.py file, which is Django contrib.gis. And now we are using its model. So if we go back, you can see that we have added it as an app over here. So now we will use it in our application. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do is we need to create a model, and that is created over here. We can see create your models. So basically a model is just a class. I'll copy in the class that I've created for the application, and then we will go through the code. So it's pretty straightforward. So to create a model, we create it as a class, and then we give the class a name. We will call it water consumption, and then we give it a type, which is a model. So we are saying that this class is a geospatial model. And then we add the fields. So we'll have an ID, and then we specify the data type for that field. So this is an integer type field. So you would say ID equals models.integer field. And then we specify that this is a primary key. And then we have a suburb, and that is of type char field. And then we give it a length of 100 characters, and so on. Okay, and then we get here. So this will be the field that will store all the GPS coordinates. So our latitude and longitude values will be stored in the geometry field. So it's of type point field. So this type of field is only available in a GIS model. Okay, so basically this is creating the schema for our table in PostgreSQL. So these will be all our fields in the table, and this will be the data types. This will be the name of the table. We'll call the table water consumption. Okay, and over here is where we add some metadata. So basically we're saying that each record in our table will be grouped by a suburb. So the name of the suburb will be unique. So each record will be identified by the suburb. And then if you click on the suburb, you will see all the information for that specific suburb. And this is only necessary when using the Django admin portal. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter in PostgreSQL. Okay, and then we're just giving an alias to our model. This is how we want our model to appear in the Django admin portal. So we're just giving that the same name as the table name. Okay, and then for instance, if we want to create another table, we just create another class. So you would just create another class below, and we'll give it another name like dams model, and then we'll just add the fields, etc. So that will be the second table. And then the name of the table would be dams, and what you create beneath would be the fields. So that's basically how you would create a model in Django. And this model will be converted into a table in PostgreSQL. Okay, so we can save the code. Okay, and now the next thing that we need to do is run our migrations to make sure that our changes have been saved and that this table gets created in PostgreSQL. Okay, so we run python manage.py make migrations. Okay, so you can see that the model will be created in PostgreSQL. So now we need to run migrate, python manage.py migrate, and this will actually save the settings and create the table in PostgreSQL. Okay, so the table has been successfully created for us in PostgreSQL. So in the next upcoming videos, we will be testing this in the Django admin portal. So that's where we will test and see if our data has been stored successfully and if our PostGIS and PostgreSQL have been integrated successfully, and also that our application is able to read and write from the spatial database. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.